Bronny James is sad. Bronny James is trash. Bronny James is worse than imagined. Those are just 3 examples of videos covering the talent and skill level of Bronny James. And as much as I find those videos entertaining, and trust me, I do find them entertaining, I feel like there should be more of a focus on Bronny James' ceiling and on Bronny James as a prospect instead of focusing too much on how good he is currently as a basketball player. And that is why in this video, I'm going to be predicting Bronny James' development as a basketball player and also putting forward my best guess on what type of NBA player I think he will become. And at the end of this video, I'll be putting forward a player comparison where I will be naming one current or retired NBA player who I think is most similar to Bronny James when it comes to their abilities as a basketball player and their skills and weaknesses. By the end of this video, I hope to come up with an answer to a question that has been on my mind as well as on a lot of NBA fans' mind, and that question is, how good can Bronny James really become? First and foremost, Bronny James is a 6'2" guard who weighs in at 165 pounds, so it's pretty safe to say that he won't become LeBron anytime soon. Now, a lot of you guys will say that that's pretty obvious and that it really doesn't even need to be said, but I just want to clarify that except for their last names, they really don't have many similarities when it comes to their playing styles. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bronny's supposed strengths and weaknesses, starting with his strengths. Bronny James is an outstanding defender both on and off the ball. He uses his quickness and disciplined footwork to effectively guard his man, while his high basketball IQ and anticipation skills make him a disruptive presence in passing lanes. His ability to read plays and communicate with teammates enhances the overall team defense. Well, except for that one time in Summer League when he got his ankles broken. He's also a good shooter with the potential to become a great one, particularly from beyond the arc. He has solid mechanics, a quick release, and a knack for hitting big shots under pressure. As he continues to develop his consistency and range, he could become a real threat from there. On top of this, he also possesses impressive athleticism highlighted by his 40-inch vertical leap. This explosiveness allows him to finish strong at the rim, make highlight reel plays in transition, and be a formidable shot blocker for his position. His combination of speed, agility, and leaping ability makes him a versatile and dynamic player on both ends of the court. Now that we've checked out his strengths, let's take a look at his weaknesses. One of Bronny's primary weaknesses is his height. Standing at roughly 6'1" or 6'2", this makes him an undersized guard. This can limit his ability to defend taller opponents and finish over bigger defenders at the rim. Additionally, his size may put him at a disadvantage when rebounding or battling in the post against larger guards and wings. Another area where he faces challenges is creating his own shots. While he excels in catch and shoot situations and benefits from off-ball movement, he sometimes struggles to generate scoring opportunities in isolation. This limitation can make it easier for defenders to anticipate his actions, potentially reducing his effectiveness as a primary scoring option. Bronny also faces the challenge of being caught in between two positions. He currently lacks the playmaking ability to be a true point guard and isn't a strong enough scorer to be a reliable shooting guard. This in-between status can make it difficult to find his ideal role on the court, potentially limiting his impact at the next level. Another challenge Bronny faces is the immense pressure of being LeBron James' son. The constant comparisons and high expectations can make it more difficult for him to have a normal player development journey. This scrutiny can add an extra pressure to perform and may impact his ability to grow at his own pace. To demonstrate this point, let's just take a look at reigning Finals MVP Jaylen Brown, who recently said that he doesn't think that Bronny James is a pro. Now, after this comment got leaked, Jaylen Brown put out a supporting tweet about Bronny, but it's also worth noting that if Bronny wasn't LeBron James' son, would Jaylen Brown even have made those comments in the first place? Because I don't think so. And what about his own dad, who once tweeted that he was better than a lot of guys in the league, and then when people started paying more attention to Bronny, he then went on to tweet that people should just leave him alone and let him focus on his basketball when he was the one who put all this pressure on his own son. So with all that being said, let's get into my opinion and what would seem to be a realistic outcome for Bronny when it comes to his future in the NBA. As much as I would love to say that he'll be the next Drew Holiday or even the next Derek White, I feel like that might be a little bit too optimistic. While Bronny has shown flashes of potential, he still has a lot of development ahead to reach that level. Now, would it be impossible for Bronny to reach that level? Definitely not. I mean, we live in a world where a second round pick became a 3-time MVP, so I guess anything's possible at this point. So what do I think? Well, to me, there's only 2 likely outcomes for Bronny James in his career. 1, he plays in the G League for a bit and becomes a solid role player in the league. Maybe a 3-and-D guard who can shoot when he's moving off ball, and a great defender. And if he improves his playmaking, he could even become a really valuable piece to a championship team. Now, the second most likely outcome in my opinion is that he plays in the G League for a few years until everyone finds out that he's not good enough to play in the league. At which point, he'll go overseas and play in Europe and have a pretty good career. Now, it's worth clarifying that this is just speculation and I have no idea what will actually happen, but this just seems like the most likely outcomes to me. Now, let's just say that the first scenario becomes true and he becomes a decent role player in the NBA. Well, which player do I think he's most similar to? Well, in my opinion, based on his strong defensive upside and his 3-point shooting ability and his potential to become a better playmaker, I would say that his closest comparison currently in the league is D'Anthony Melton. Now, Melton does do all of these things better than Bronny, as well as being a better rebounder than Bronny, but he is also significantly older and more experienced than Bronny, which means that Bronny has a lot more room to improve than Melton as well. Now, to even reach that level, he will need to work hard. Maybe play a year or 2 in the G League, or stay on the bench for the Lakers and learn from his more senior teammates. And by all accounts, that seems like what he's doing. I mean, since getting drafted, he has barely posted about even being in the NBA, and everyone close to Bronny seems to think that he's working really hard behind the scenes, and I have no reason to doubt that whatsoever. And we all know how far hard work can take you. So, I guess we'll find out. Now, if you like this video, please don't forget to leave it a like, and subscribe as well if you want to see more content like this. Now, if you want to see other types of content, please leave it in the comments below and I'll try to make it happen. That being said, this was all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.